Morning. Well, this is a proper Scottish start to the day. The wind's howling and it's absolutely pissing it down. Weather forecast is for it to clear up a little towards lunchtime, so fingers crossed, and we will venture out in the dinghy and see what's going on. But, the water's absolutely cascading down the hill by the side of me, and yeah, it's one of those days where all those people with the pilot house are smugly sat there laughing at us. Well, I think the rain's finally stopped.
Come on then, time to start rowing.
Who you?
No.
Footprints early in the factory.
Some salt here.
Oh.
Northern summers might not seem that appealing to anyone with a taste for warmer climates, but when you come across a secluded place like this and the sun's shining, I can't think of anywhere in the world I'd rather be. And for the next few days, we have this amazing place all to ourselves.
That's what I call a marshmallow.
They're huge.
Toasted to perfection.
As always.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Well, that's a gooey mess.
Well, sun shines out at the moment, but it looks like it's going to be another mixed day of sun and showers, so we'll see quite how that pans out. So, leaving what can only really be described as a stunning anchorage here between Kierstay and Scarp. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, like, sandy bottom, great holding. There's nobody here. There's not been any swell. It's been amazing. Beautiful little spot. And we're gonna head down the coast a little bit further towards Tarrantay. Maybe stop off somewhere else on the way. Not got a defined plan yet today, but we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. The weather forecast looking like a bit of a mixed bag again today. We're expecting a few squalls that are likely to bring some pretty strong wind gusts with them.
But we need to start to head south, and the wind over the next few days should swing northerly, and this will give us a good run down south towards the Isle of Barra.
Lost the wind again now. It'll whip round there again now. It's quite shallow.
Well, there goes the sun. And here comes the rain. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me over the wind or not here, but as you can see up the luff of the mainsail there, it's a little bit slack, not quite as tight as we would like. That's because when we were cranking up, I think one of the springs has just gone in the main halyard winch for the mainsail. But we've got it cleated off. I'm just going to crank it up now, but that'll be a job for us to repair when we get to Tarrantay. Well, the wind's all over the place today. It's picked up again. It's come round from to the south, quite a bit more than anticipated. So we've changed course of our heading. The anchorage on the south side of Tarrantay that we were heading to is pretty much untenable in this wind direction. So we've changed course. We're coming across the top of the island, and we're going to look for somewhere else.
So we're now anchored in Nisabost, which is just south of Luscantire off the west coast of Harris. This wasn't our original destination for the day, but as I said earlier, the wind shifted a little bit further south, so where we were heading to made it untenable. So this is where we've ended up. Well, it's quite nice and sheltered. The sun's back out, although probably only briefly before it starts raining again. When
when we were sailing here today, it was pretty gusty again out there, and we were sailing with the wind instruments off, well, with the covers on the wind instruments, so we couldn't see them. We sometimes do that because it's good practice just to kind of get a feel for the wind and the wind strength and know how to adjust the sails and the boat without kind of looking and relying on instruments. We did see it up gusting into the 30s, but when we came to do the log, we like to take a check of the day's maximum wind speed and our maximum speed over ground, and this is what we saw. We knew it was blowing quite hard, but even though that only accounts for the maximum gust wind strength, yeah, we're still taking that with a pinch of salt.
Well, it looks like one of the springs has broken in the pawls on the winch, and even though I stripped and serviced them all a couple of months ago, it's all gunked up. So while I've got it in bits, I'll give this one a good clean. I'll not go into detail here, but I use a light oil on the pawls and the springs, and a thin layer of grease on the cogs and the rest. Morning, as you can see it's lovely and flat calm today, so we're just going to use this lull to go over and have a look at Tarnsay. Later on we should get some northerly winds and we should be able to head a bit further south again, because yesterday we had strong southerly, so it's turned now, so that's in our favour, so that's good.
We've seen what at first glance we thought was a seal's head bobbing out of the water, but on a closer look through the binoculars it turned out to be one of several basking sharks swimming in the bay. Neither of us had ever seen one before, and the chance to be able to watch them for a while was an opportunity too good to miss.
After spotting this first one, we've cut the engine and we've stopped to watch it, and while we've been slowly drifting around in the bay, we've managed to see another 4 in the same area.
These sharks were still being hunted in Scotland until 30 years ago, and the numbers were in such decline that it was made illegal in 1994. Over the last 10 years the reported sightings have surged, and now there's an estimated 20,000 of them visiting UK waters every summer, though they're still classified as an endangered species.
There's another one there, look. See it?
They're the second largest fish in the sea after the whale shark, and after comparing them to the size of the boat as they swam alongside, they all looked as though they were around 6 to 8 metres in length, which is pretty fucking big. Unfortunately the drone decided to have a bit of a special moment and it refused to launch, so we didn't manage to get any aerial footage, which was a bit of a shame. Oh, that was certainly worth getting up for.
Got one.
As utterly beautiful as it may seem on the face of it, being on the exposed Atlantic side of the Outer Hebrides, Taronsay's south-facing bay is unfortunately a bit of a sinkhole for collecting all kinds of crap. And a large part of this is the discarded and lost commercial fishing gear that drifts in with the prevailing southwesterly winds and the Gulf Stream. So as most other people do, collecting what we can and disposing of it responsibly is a tiny way for us to show our appreciation for being privileged enough to be able to visit such a wonderful location.